Today I'm working from home, which means the vlog is going to be a little bit different because I'm not doing anything. I don't have anything to show you that I'm doing during the day, but I thought what I would do instead is take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about what it's like waiting for a transplant on the transplant list. When I was put onto the transplant list, I was told that I had about 2 years to live, and I waited 2.5 years, which is by no means the longest that any of my friends have waited. I've had friends who've waited up to 4 years before. But knowing that people only expect you to live for that certain period of time puts an enormous amount of strain on your resources and your mental capability to cope with things. Because as each day passes, as each week goes by without receiving a call and without getting your transplant, as you go through the peaks and troughs of a life with cystic fibrosis and infections and hospitalizations and treatments, you realize that death is coming ever closer. And you know that you have no alternative, that all of these things that are being done to you in the meantime are literally just to keep you alive long enough to survive for a transplant. And that's massive. Can you imagine knowing that everything that you're doing, all of the energy you're putting in every single day is just to keep you alive long enough in the hope that something might come along? And the longer that wait goes on, the more that hope starts to fade away. I never completely lost hope, but I did start to question my belief that it was definitely going to happen. I knew my life depended on the generosity of someone that I would never meet, and someone whose family I would never be able to properly thank. All I know is that they gave me new life. They've given me an opportunity to do the things that I've done, to experience the things that I've experienced, and to give hope to the thousands of other people who are today going through exactly what I went through 8 years ago, who are genuinely worrying about whether or not their time is coming. And I can't be more grateful for that. And that's the thing that being on the transplant list gives you: gratitude. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you're waiting for a transplant, you're grateful for every single day that you have. And yes, you hope that things are going to turn around and change. But I knew that if I didn't get a transplant, these were my last days. And I had to enjoy them. I had to do as much as I possibly could to make sure that if a transplant didn't come in time, I could say to myself and I could say to my family that I've lived the life that I wanted to live and I've done what I've wanted to do. And it's that gratitude before my transplant that's carried on after my transplant. As anybody who has received organs will tell you, the gratitude never goes away. So please, if you haven't already, sign the organ donor register and tell your loved ones what your wishes are, because there is no greater legacy that you can leave than to give somebody else the opportunity of a second chance at life when you've died.